Hi and welcome to Onside SA. Well, as we always do, we start off with last one standing. The numbers are coming down. And Budge, only a few went.
Only a few, Paul. Could have been another. Was it 23 with Arsenal? They got out of jail. But
they got out of jail, Even though it was 4-2, it could have been 2-2.
Yeah.
Nice marking at the far post. The teams that went through, Liverpool, who are doing well at the moment, Aston Villa, who are doing very well at the moment, Spurs, who played very well, and Chelsea, who played very well. I'm not going to read out the guys who lost places, but it's interesting to see Man City in that scrum.
Yeah.
Dropping people out. Okay, picks of the round. I hope you're listening, Stevie B, wherever you are. Paul Lafferty picked Fulham.
Unbelievable.
Pick of the round, Paul Lafferty. I don't know where you found it, but I'm with Stevie. And then there were two others, Michelle Narak, the TKO, and Tony Bargate. They picked Everton.
Yeah.
I remember speaking to TKO and I said, you've got to pick somebody else. Someone else looks better.
I didn't fancy them, Paul. This has been going against them. Had a little bit of luck. I thought Palace could have got out of it late on, but it's the result that matters.
The fairer six.
Yeah, my 6
right,
ladies.
Down to 6. So Budge, it's more than 10% now, our ladies. Yeah. Well done, girls. And here we go. Chanel Moodley.
Yeah.
Kerry Varga. Kim West.
Yeah.
Tracy Anderson. Catherine Armstrong, certainty, she's always there, and I can't see Berger.
Ashley Berger, she's in San Francisco.
Berger, sorry, Ashley Berger. The international players that are left, it's coming down. Derek Ramsey, he's hanging in there, but him and Tweels always do well.
Yeah.
Ken the Comb, Ken Moby.
Ken Moby, hanging in.
Fantastic, great Liverpool man. Steve Griffiths, where's he based?
Steve's now in Oxford.
Oxford, okay, lovely, I hope he's studying. Tony Cass, where's he?
Tony's in Mauritius.
Mauritius, great football coach in his day. Walter Luthi, I saw at Summerfeld the other day.
Kidding me?
He's Switzerland.
Switzerland,
I saw him. And your brother?
Stephen, can't believe it. He's in Preston. Leyland,
he's very happy after last night's result. I'm quickly going to run through those that are left in because there's some strange names in here. And let's get the glasses on here. John Finlayson, Brett Galley, Sean Singleton, Bruce Armstrong, Ray Lovett, Connor McNeil, Lawrence Werner's still going, Alan Costa, William Scott, Marco Gouveia, I don't know. Clint Heap, he's there. Steve Farrer, Dave O'Connor, Melly Sewell, the drummer, still going strong. Gary Citron without the E. He's a previous winner, former champion. Kevin Rice, Butch Fitzgerald, Basil Muir, Dick Goss.
Yeah, Dave's still hanging in.
David Hensey, Paulo de Carma, he hangs in tough too. Paulo, I think he's quite good with his football. Mark Jackson, is he still singing?
Yeah, Thriller,
Mark McManus, selling us cars. Jeremy Fleming, Brad Georgia, Phil's son, doing well. Jeff Scrooby, I don't know.
Yeah, Jeff.
Graham Hawkins, he hangs tough too. Dean Grove, Mark Marinkovitz, Minksy. Good man, Good man. Gavin Wright, the baseballer, previous winner. Okay, teams that can still be used. This is interesting. There are 12 entries that can still use Man City.
Yeah, which will mostly be on this week, Paul.
Who are they playing?
Well, they're at home to Fulham.
Fulham?
Yeah.
Okay, 2-2 draw again. Aston Villa, 4 people can still use it. Liverpool 3 and Arsenal 2. So the big guns could be used.
Well, you've got to expect, Paul, what are we now, round 7? So, why would you rather save a Man City when you can use them at home? So
4 people with 2 picks. These are the shrewdies. Steve Griffiths. John Finlayson, my mate. John's going well. He's still there. Paul Lafferty. And the tote favourite, because of who he can pick.
Gary Citron without the E, former champion.
Champion. Gary Citron without the E. Going strong, Well, at that's the time to bring in Stevie B. Stevie, well done. You're still in.
Survived with Tottenham. Steve, Champions League, I watched the Arsenal, the first half of the Arsenal PSG. Convincing first half from Arsenal. I know Donnarumma threw a couple in, or both goals I thought he could have done better, but I was impressed with Arsenal.
First half they did play very well. Second half they were put under a lot more pressure, but they held out. PSG sort of woke up in the second half, and I think Arsenal did well to keep it to 2-0. But great result for them. And obviously there's a lot of games left, but this is one of the biggest ones they're going to get, and they acquitted themselves well.
Yeah, impressive. And Man City cruised through Slovan Bratislava.
Yeah.
once they got the second goal, it was...
You know, the thing is, but with the expanded number of teams, you've got some very weak teams, and Slovan Bratislava are one of the weakest.
Yeah.
So you can't see them picking up that many points. But City did what they had to do. You know, they never really sort of got into top gear. They didn't need to.
Yeah, it's always going to be a cruise. I watched Celtic beat Slovan Bratislava 5-1 with my dad. So they were rubbish. They scored late on too. Otherwise, comfortable 5-0. Big game last night. Aston Villa 1, Bayern Munich 0. Hanging on at the death, Steve.
Yeah, they were. I mean, look, I mean, you look at the stats, it was one-way traffic at one point, but they got a great goal. John Duran, the super sub, came on, scored his 4th goal this season, and did very well to hold out. Martinez made a couple of unbelievable saves towards the end, but great result. And obviously, when you think it's over 40 years since they played them in the Champions League, or the European Cup final, as it were, with the same result. So great result for Villa. You know, 2 games, 2 wins.
Yeah, and Liverpool cruised past Bologna. C-Slot wasn't happy. I don't know why. Yeah, his team was in control, 2-0, a little bit sloppy towards the end, but...
First thing, Liverpool managed to win 8 of his first 9 games.
Bologna have sold 2 or 3 of their best players, but they gave a good account of themselves, second half particularly. Liverpool probably should have wrapped it up a bit sooner, I think, but ultimately, again, 2 wins, and that's what they've got to do. I think with this sort of league as it is, I think they want to try and get as many points as they can and secure a top 8 place, and they can then rotate in the last couple of games once they've done that. Yeah.
Steve, a couple of games on tonight for the English teams. Man United in Porto. What do you think?
Tough game. I mean, Porto, decent side. Normally in the Champions League, obviously, this season dropped out. I think this is going to be a real test for them. He's going to have to play the strongest available side because, Porto in Europe are strong.
Yeah, I don't fancy them.
Please, they rescinded that red card.
Running up the touchline when they knocked it out. So, no, I think Ten Hag. Look, you listen to what the pundits are saying, and they keep saying he's got 2 games, he's got 3 games. Who knows? But this is a tough game, and I think if United get anything, it's done well.
Yeah. As I said, Paul just saying they did rescind the red card. We were talking prior to the show. For me, with his red card, rather give him a yellow because he slips. That's what saved him. Yeah. But rather than giving a red, because they're not going to rescind a red. Yeah. So rather give him a yellow, like we, as I say, with rugby. Yeah, and go to the bunker, and if it is a bad one, you're off. But I don't know. I just can't have United. Don't trust them. There's a split in the camp. There's no doubt. We've spoken to people in the change room or guys that have got connections. They don't trust Ten Hag. What he did to Maguire, McTominay last year, disgraceful. I hope he gets bulleted. Sancho, Paul,
Ronaldo.
Ronaldo. They're all coming. Even Benny came out and had a go at him.
Yeah.
But his signings are all wrong. It's just a shambles. We'll get beat again tonight. Hopefully lose to Aston Villa on the weekend, and he's gone. Sooner the better.
Ferenc Varos. I don't know them.
Hungarian team against Tottenham. Will he play a strong team?
Yeah, he'll play a strong team. We need a cup, whatever it is. So I think he will throw in the likes of Gray, Bergvall.
Yeah.
He will play Spence. I think. I'm not sure. I don't think he'll bring Song back from the injury just yet. Richarlison's still injured. He might play Dom up front because he can tuck them. But I think he'll load his bench. He'll have a bomb squad.
Yeah, well, also you play on Monday against Brighton, so you do have the extra day's break, and you're on a roll.
No, isn't it Sunday?
I thought, was it Sunday? Sorry, is it Sunday? Oh,
Sunday.
No, I thought it was Monday.
Sunday, 5:30.
Oh, okay. Sunday. Okay,
Sunday,
apologies.
Late
Sunday. Game on Spurs, but and then Chelsea Ghent. You never know with Chelsea in the Europa Conference League. I know he's going to mix and match.
He's not playing Cole Palmer.
Cole Palmer's not in the squad.
They're in the squad.
There's 3 of them, so be a 1-0 victory on that. But what can we do? I know you haven't got it, Paul, but Newcastle beat AFC Wimbledon 1-0 in the League Cup. They play Chelsea in the next round at home. So that League Cup, there are going to be a few teams going for that. Be interesting. On to the weekend's betting, and we kick off with, I think, a tricky game. Crystal Palace against Liverpool. Steve, chance for an upset?
I'd be surprised if there is. I mean, I remember last season Palace were winning, and it was a dubious penalty. But the way Liverpool have been playing, I know obviously they played midweek and Palace haven't, but Palace, having lost Elise and Anderson at the back, they're not quite the same team as finished the end of the season. I think that Liverpool should get a result. I think Palace will run them close, but they haven't won yet this season, Palace. Yeah. And the longer that goes on, I think, under a little bit of pressure. But I think that if Liverpool take their chances, they should win that.
Yeah, I just got a funny feeling there's going to be plenty of goals in this.
Palace could have beaten United.
Palace should have beat United.
He missed 2 good chances.
I just don't think Liverpool are defensively as great as everyone makes out to.
They're aerially strong.
Yeah, they've got big lads, but Greyville back as an anchor midfield. But going forward, I think they'll score a few. But I think this has got 3-2, 4-3 written all over it. So I went Palace to score over 1.5 goals at 22-10.
Wow.
Arsenal, Southampton, Steve, total mismatch?
Well, you can't. Based on the way these teams have been performing, you can't see anything other than an Arsenal win. Yeah. I mean, Southampton were a shambles in the first half at Bournemouth. Played much better in the second, but Arsenal could tear them to shreds. And I think he's got to keep this run going. They were beating Leicester last week, but I think that they should. I'd be surprised if it's as close as that against Southampton.
Yeah.
Steve, just if I can come in here, I watched, obviously, it was a Monday night game, Bournemouth against Southampton. They've got to get their camera higher. It's like they're filming from ground level. It looks like a terrible. Terrible. You think, whoa, how much space they got. Yeah. And if you see it from a higher angle, it's like watching better science.
Yeah.
I don't know why they allow that.
To have it much higher because it's such a small ground. The stand is very low.
Put it on the roof.
Unless they're purposely rain, they're not going to be very high. It holds something like 12,000 is the capacity still.
Yeah, well, but they should get a gantry that goes up high. I cannot believe you're watching. It's like sitting on the bench. Yeah. You're like third reserve for the team. And it's boom, 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 boom. And you think, I don't like watching that.
No,
I like to be able to watch it. But anyway.
Yeah. Arsenal, over 2.5 goals, both teams to score. No, this will be a comfortable 3-4-0 game. The reason I say that, Arsenal, obviously the hype of PSG, they may get a little bit slack later on, but he'll make the changes. But what I've seen from Southampton, Vincent Kompany tried it last year with Burnley. They cruised through the championship playing out from the back. You come to the Premier League, the players are far superior, and Burnley for the first 10 games lost every game. This guy's trying to play out from the back. I don't know who he thinks he is or what he thinks he's trying to do, but he's just putting them more in the mire. And if he's going to try that against Arsenal, they'll be 3 down in no time. But Arsenal to win, over 2.5 goals, both teams to score no, just under 2-1. Steve, Brentford Wolves. I fancy Brentford here. Do you agree?
I'm so sure the odds are, there's a lot of value on Wolves. Brentford, have just created a Premier League record of scoring in three games in a row in the first minute. But having said that, they've still lost, the forward line. Wolves, I think they've been playing. I think belittles their league position because I think they've been playing a lot better. And they've had some tough games, obviously losing to Arsenal, played very well against Liverpool for a chunk game, and against Newcastle they were on top. I think this could be a much closer game, and I wouldn't be surprised if Wolves hold them.
Yeah, they lost 2-1 to Villa late on too, but I just don't trust them. Too many hotheads in the team, and one thing about Brentford, they're well organised, they're direct, and they'll be competitive from set pieces.
Wolves have ability.
Yeah, I know, there's no doubt about that, but it's just hard for them to trust. Leicester, Bournemouth, Steve, is this the upset of the weekend?
Well, I think Leicester have shown they've got a bit of fight in them.
They played well against Arsenal.
But Bournemouth obviously played very well, and they played some lovely football in the first half. I think, the odds are showing that Bournemouth are favourites, but I wouldn't be surprised Leicester can top them.
Yeah, I was impressed what I saw with Leicester against Aston Villa. They fought hard, nearly sneaked a draw, even though they lost 2-1. And against Arsenal, they dug in deep. I know the second goal they scored was a screamer. But they fought hard, and slowly but surely, with Skip and your man from Spurs in the middle of the park, they're getting stuck in. And Bournemouth...
We got Skip and Harry Winks.
Harry Winks, And Bournemouth... They do have a go, but they're a bit dodgy at the back. I think there's goals in this.
They do.
I think
they've got a new player, Budge.
Who's that?
He's a good player. He scored the first goal.
Oh, yeah.
Quick free kick. They paid money for him. I forget his name. And the Bournemouth coach has a go, but
Paul, I couldn't believe how
anybody's
quick they were
fearless.
getting in. The 4 boys up front had a full go, and I think there's goals. Short little guys, Clivert and co.
Well, they can play, but the camera probably made them short. It was so low. Get the camera up.
Get the camera next to the fiddler on the roof. But I just got a funny feeling Leicester will get something as well. Steve, what are your chances at the Etihad against Man City?
Well, you're showing 10-1, and that's about right. Look, we haven't had got so much as a point there in many, many years. I would be amazed if it's anything other than a City win. Obviously, we'd love to get something there, but I think we'll keep it tight for as long as we can. And interestingly, we've got the second best, joint best defensive record, but I can't see anything other than a City win. They didn't have a hard run out, City.
Yeah, that was a practice
Tuesday
match.
night, so it's for me City by at least a couple.
Can you score, Steve?
We often do square, but still letting goals. So I can see something a bit of a 3-1 or 4-1 even.
Yeah.
But I'd just be good come out of that without injuries with ourselves. We're sitting in 6th place, so winning we almost gives a bit of a free hit.
Yeah.
At City on Saturday.
Yeah. The reason I say that, City to win, both teams to score 16-10, which isn't a bad price, seeing City of 1-4.
That is not
So
a bad
that's
bet.
the key. Yeah, both teams to score 9-10, but you fancy City to win. That's the way I would go.
Yeah.
On to the second page, and another game I considered a difficult game is West Ham against Ipswich. Ipswich were unlucky against Villa on Sunday.
The lap.
Yeah, Ipswich have together done sort of 4 draws in a row, having lost his first 2 against Liverpool and Man City. So they've signed. Interesting, another player came out of the City Academy, Liam Delap.
Yeah.
Fantastic, 2 really good, scored some good goals this season. West Ham, you're not sure what you're going to get. They seem to be better on the road than they are at home. But I think Ipswich will give a real good account of themselves. West Ham, I think, certainly starts as favourites, but I think it's going to be close. And if there is to be a winner, West Ham, maybe just by 1 goal.
Yeah, I think there'll be goals in that. That's guaranteed. Ipswich have a go. It's amazing that Liam Delap, the centre forward, is skillful. His dad was the long thrower, Rory Delap at Stoke. So, you have to say, took his goals well and had a great chance to score and keep him at a good save. Everton, Newcastle, Steve. How do you see this one going?
Yeah, it's interesting. Newcastle haven't played well this season, but put up a much better performance against City last weekend. Everton, obviously had that big win. Weren't particularly convincing in the first half against Palace, and McNeil scored 2 good goals. I think it's going to be a close game. I'm really sort of surprised Everton will get something out of this. Newcastle, just for me, have been disappointing away from home.
Yeah, Brantwaite's back. Just can't believe Man United, they offered 60 million, they wanted 70. We buy Lenny Yoro for 45 and the other boy Deluc for 40. Should mind, they're just going to pay the 70 for Brantwaite and got over it. Typical Man United. But I agree, I think there'll be goals in this. I think there'll be a few bookings, Steve, because those Brazilians in the middle of the park get stuck in for Newcastle, and those Evertonians, when that fan support, they'll be fired up too. But any result
Who's
for
the
me.
highest paid player at
Newcastle?
Yeah.
It's got to be the Brazilian.
Yeah, Guimarães. What is
Yeah.
his name? Yeah,
He's
the
a good
highest.
player, him.
Yeah, he's the highest.
Aston Villa, Man United, Steve, on what we've seen, surely 13-10's a gift.
You would think so. Villa just seems to be on a bit of a roll. Obviously they've got help by having a great run, and you're just not sure. I think it's going to be interesting to see what happens in Porto tonight as to where United's head out, or whether they're under pressure. But Villa certainly still favourites.
Yeah, I can't have United. Just don't like what I see. I don't think they want to play for him. I think he's got all the signings that he's made, all 300 million. You cannot believe I listed how many he's signed, Paul.
Yeah.
It's absolutely criminal. I think Martinez has done it. He's done about the best of the lot, but it's a joke there. And I think he'll play all his boys tonight. Yeah, the only reason why the betting is this close is because Bruno's red card got rescinded. But regardless, he's not playing well. And the only thing United have got in their favour is if Aston Villa have a bad start after what happened last night, beating Bayern Munich. Other than that, I think 13-10's a gift. I think there will be goals. My suggestion is it was like 22-10. Aston Villa to win and over 2.5 goals, 22-10. That's my bet.
You don't think your boys can get a draw?
I don't see it.
Okay.
Well, but they're saying that is our favourite away ground. That was where all the FA Cup semi-finals were there. I went to two of them. Great stadium. United got good, but I just don't like what I see, Paul.
The other team are playing well.
Aston Villa playing well. You've got to fancy them. Chelsea, Notts Forest, Steve. Chelsea scoring goals for fun.
They are. Well, Cole Palmer scoring goals for fun. I mean, what a talent. I mean, really.
4 in the first half.
The free kick was superb.
Yeah.
I can't see anything other than a convincing home win.
Yeah, you just never know with this Notts Forest. They went to Liverpool and caused an upset, and I know Fulham got a good result there, but away from home, Nuno seems to do something. He did it with Wolves in the old days, but the way Chelsea are scoring, there seems to be less abuse thrown at the club now. Even the directors, as you say, Cole Palmer playing well. Enzo, those two boys in the middle of the park, they paid 100 million each. Marisco, yeah. But I agree, Steve, got to fancy Chelsea. I think there'll be plenty of goals, over 2.5 goals. I think I saw 5-10, so I think that gives it away. But Notts Forest will be no slouches. Last but not least, Paul, 12-10, Tottenham.
Yeah, I think we can beat them. I think they've had a good run. Brighton, they're dangerous. But I think we've got a bit more quality than them. I think we can beat them. It'll be a very good game. We won away from home last week. I think that I'm not going to the game because
you were there last year.
We were 4-0 down before you can say Jack Robinson. And we lost 4-2. We nearly grabbed 2 more off that. But it's also a tightish ground. They play quickly. It's a lovely stadium. It's a lovely stadium. Easy to get in and out. I think we'll shade them, but it's going to be tough. You never know. Brighton play well. They got some skillful youngsters.
Yeah. What do you think, Steve?
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting. I was watching, obviously, the highlights of the Chelsea game, and they play a really high line, Brentford.
Yeah.
Brighton, but they haven't got these. Dunk and Webster just have pace, and they were being cut open. I think Brighton obviously haven't got the distraction of Europe, but I think Tottenham, to me, should start as favourites.
Yeah, 2 teams that pay the high line, so it's going to be, I think, it's even money over 3.5 goals. There's going to be goals. They both have a go. They're both at the back, open gates. So that would be my suggestion. Over 3.5 games. So Sunday night should be a cracker. On to the championship, and first game up Friday night, Steve. Sunderland, Leeds United. How do you see it?
Yeah, top of the table, had a really good win, beating Wolves. I'm surprised at the betting. I know people still think Leeds, are going to go back up to the Premier League, but I make Sunderland favourites. It's going to be a huge crowd, 40,000 plus crowd, roaring on the Mackem. I just got a feeling Sunderland could edge this. Yeah,
Leeds seem to be better away from home than at home, but I agree. I think there'll be goals. I'd love Sunderland to come back up. Love their support. Yeah, they've got our captain, Alan Brown. He left us because he had a dispute with the manager.
Come up to this league within a year or two.
Yeah, came up. So I think there'll be goals. I'm not in love with Leeds, but I think a score draw would be my suggestion. 5-2, the draw looks a fair price. Steve, what chance have my boys got against Burnley? I don't think we got a hope in hell. What do you think?
Last night, but I would be very surprised if it's anything other than a Burnley win. Obviously a Lancashire derby, but I've just got a feeling it'll be too strong.
Yeah, no doubt they'll be too strong for us. We've got a team of panel beaters. We can keep it close. We may sneak a set-piece goal, but they should be too good for us. The only thing in our favour is it's a lunchtime kickoff. So
the ex-Spurs boss.
Yeah, and also the Fulham boss, Scott Parker. We got the ex-Sheffield United guy. But no, we're in trouble. If we can get a sneaker point, but to me, Burnley, good things. The next game, Steve, I think the betting should be a bit closer. I know Norwich are unbeaten in 20 at home, but Hull City have won their last 3.
They have, eh?
This will be a close game.
I think it will be. I mean, Hull have wins and 2 on the road. Yeah. One at Stoke and 1 at QPR. I think this will be a close game. I think Norwich, it just starts as favourites, but I think it's going to be a pretty close game.
Yeah, I think goals would be my suggestion in that particular clash. Steve, I was reading an article last night. The guy saying, if you want to have a bet, back Portsmouth to finish in the top 10. They've had a tough start. They got beat 6-1 by Stoke last night. I bet the boys in the office are giving him abuse. But yeah, both these teams came up last year, and Portsmouth won both head-to-head games. If they don't get a result here, Portsmouth, they're in trouble.
They are striking out. I mean, they were 1-1 at one point last night, and in the space of 10 minutes, Stoke scored 5 goals. They started well, Portsmouth. They were sort of holding their own, had a good draw, but they've sort of fallen away now. But so I'd be surprised if Portsmouth can win this. I think maybe a draw might be favourite here.
Yeah, I just think desperation. But I watched them against Leeds in the opener. They played well, but after that, they haven't won in 8. 4 draws. Last game on the first page is Coventry-Sheffield Wednesday. Coventry got back to winning ways at midweek when they beat Blackburn. Sheffield Wednesday, good point last night. What do you think, Steve?
They did get a good point, but they're still struggling. Sheffield Wednesday since that opening day win. They did well against West Brom, although when the stats, West Brom completely dominated most of it. I think Coventry have just turned the corner. It was a big win against Blackburn.
Yeah. Now they score goals, yeah?
Surprised. Yeah, I'd be surprised with anything other than a Coventry win.
Okie dokie. Derby QPR. My mate Tweels Horsman, very cock-a-hoop early on. They got beat at home by Hull. Derby County at home, Steve, 4-4. Can they make it 5? 3 wins and a draw. They drew with Norwich, I think it was.
3 wins, yeah. Well, they lost at home to Norwich, and it was a very controversial goal. Yeah. Because when they showed the highlights, the ball was not inches; it was probably about 6 to 9 inches over the line. And obviously, the referee or the linesman didn't see it. He crossed it, and they scored and won the game. So, I think the Derby at home have been strong. QPR probably slightly better away, but can't win. Just 1 win all season. I fancy Derby to carry on their home record.
Yeah, 14-10 fair price. I took the easy way out, 9-10, both teams to score. Plymouth Argyle under Wayne Rooney fought hard when they lost 1-0 at Burnley in midweek. Steve, I told you when I watched Blackburn against Preston, 2 lightweight, 3-0 they got beat. I'm all over Plymouth Argyle here. I know at home they've won their last 2. They beat Sunderland, the league leaders. Just something who else they beat. I think there's an upset here. What do you think?
I think you could be right. I think Plymouth are playing. It's a little bit of a fortress. It was sort of last year for them. Yeah. And I think, especially on the back of that Sunderland, we think that I wouldn't be at all surprised if they get another result.
Yeah, going to Burnley, who are the best team in the league, in my opinion. They got beat 1-0. Close game. Apparently, they played fairly well. So, at home against a young Blackburn team, I think they'll get a result. Sheffield United, Steve, I was going to make them my best bet of the weekend. They got a sneaked in late last night. Luton have been disappointing. I went for them on Tuesday, had a player sent off. They drew 2-2 with Oxford. Yeah. I'm all over Sheffield United here. Do you agree?
Yeah, I think you're right. I mean, Luton were cruising the other night, 2-0 up. 2-0 up. Ended up down to 10 men and hanging on. I wouldn't be at all surprised. Sheffield United, hard game they had last night, but got through it, and I think they'll be favourites again. And it's interesting. I mean, a lot of the pundits, I was listening to them talking to them. They just think that they were a bit of sort of before, and they're being found out a bit this season. Which is they've lost like a couple of key players, people like Barkley.
Yeah, Barkley was the main man.
But I think it'll be close, but I think Sheffield United should win that.
Yeah, I fancy Sheffield United all day. On to our final page in the Championship, and Swansea at home. Good home form, 2 wins and 2 draws. They got beat 1-0 by Sheffield United. You expect them to rebound against the Stoke City side?
I would have said yes, but then Stoke sort of surprised everybody last night with that sort of salvo of 5 goals. Swansea gave a good account of themselves. They had looking at the stats, they had most of the game off at Sheffield. Yeah. But couldn't quite sort of score. I think Swansea will start as favourites, but I think there'll be a big.
Yeah, I think there'll be goals in that. 9-10, both teams to score was my suggestion. But of the 2 sides, I like Swansea. Steve, Watford lost 3-0 at Preston last night. Good home form. I watched the second half of Middlesbrough-Watford. A lot of young players, Middlesbrough, but they were hanging on. They scored a good goal. Middlesbrough won. Middlesbrough beat West Brom 1-0 away. Good goal. But Watford, bad result last night. Can they rebound?
They can. can, but Middlesbrough are a decent side, and obviously lost the other night. But I think Watford will be disappointed, having had a reasonable run to concede 3 at Preston.
Yeah.
So I think it would be close. I don't think there'll be more than a goal in it.
Yeah, you never know. Middlesbrough looked a nice side, but at the back, question mark. Steve, West Brom. As I said, I didn't watch the first half. Apparently, Middlesbrough were the better team. They had chances to equalise and got beat. Millwall beat Preston comfortably, but poor result, losing at Cardiff. I think West Brom are certainties here. What do you think?
Yeah, I think so. I think West Brom should win. It was a bit of a surprising result, sort of West Brom as well. They've lost a couple now, especially having sort of lost it. So I think they will want to bounce back. Home performance against Preston, but evidently pretty poor away at Cardiff, who got their first points of the season, 3 points of the season. So for me, I think a home win. Yeah,
totally agree. 9-10, get on. Bristol City, Cardiff City. Is this a derby, Steve?
It's
the seven-side
derby. It's the Severn Bridge sort of derby. There's no love lost between them. I think Bristol City should start as favourites for sure. Yeah,
7-10. I went the goals route. Cardiff City got a new manager. Good result in midweek. They'll come cock a hoop. But of the two sides, you've got to fancy Bristol City. Steve, pressure time again. I need your best bet and value bet, please.
I'm going to go for Coventry as my best bet. I just think it was a big win during the week, and I think that they'll be a little bit too strong for Sheffield Wednesday. And my value bet, I'm going to go for Sunderland. I just think top of the table,
Sunderland
at home. I think those are very good value odds for them.
Yeah, well, Steve, I'm on West Brom. I think 9-10's a gift. Hopefully they drift out after losing at home. And my value bet's Plymouth Argyle. Yeah, they're slowly coming right. Rooney's effect is hopefully going to improve, but I can't have Blackburn having watched them. Lightweight team. So Plymouth Argyle, that's my 22-10 outsider. Steve,
all the best, Stevie.
Thanks all over. Just remember that I think there'll be 12 entries on Man City against your beloved Fulham after your comments. So
I won't be crying for them if they go out.
All right, Steve. Speak over the weekend. All the best.
Bye.
Right, MTN Cup final.
Yep. Paul, I just
the Buccaneers
hope the surface has improved, because I watched the Chiefs. They're playing at Moses Mabhida. We've had a lot of rain. Paul, I don't know who the groundsman is, if they've got a groundsman, but Cup final, I just hope they do something with the surface. If it's bumpy like it was with the Chiefs Amazulu game. It's
supposed to be our best stadium in the province.
Paul, it's a great stadium, but it's the pitch. We played there all our lives at that stadium. The groundsman, it was always immaculate, regardless of the rain. Paul, you've got to fancy Pirates of the two teams. Things are going well. It'll be a tight game. Haven't seen the other betting under 2.5 goals. I think Pirates were 5-10 to win it outright. I'm hoping for Steve Barker.
Nice guy.
He's saying he's got his bunny chow roots. He's got certain thing with bunny chows. Hopefully for Steve. But of the two teams, Paul, I fancy Pirates.
Okay, perfect. Right, what's up next, Bunch?
It's on to our soccer exotics for the weekend, and the first one up is the Soccer 6. When we pull it up, and I'm going Liverpool to win at Crystal Palace, bankering Burnley to beat Preston North End, the Field in the Norwich City Hull City clash, Portsmouth to avoid defeat at home against Oxford United. On to Spain, where I'm going the Field in the Espanyol Real Mallorca fixture, and I don't see Borussia Dortmund losing at Union Berlin 2-1-6. On to the second Soccer 6, I'm chancing Brentford to win at home against Wolves. Coventry win and draw at home against Sheffield Wednesday. Looking for the upset in the Leicester City Bournemouth match. Sheffield United win and draw at home against Luton. I think there could be an upset in the Watford Middlesbrough match, and West Ham United bankering them to beat Ipswich Town. It's 2-1-6, not 192. On to our second Soccer 10, slew of early bankers. I'm bankering Arsenal to beat Southampton, Brentford to beat Wolves, going with Bournemouth win and draw at Leicester City, Man City to beat Fulham, West Ham United to beat Ipswich Town. On to the second page, I'm going Atalanta win and draw at home against Genoa, Orlando Pirates win and draw in the MTN 8 final against Stellenbosch, the Field in the Everton versus Newcastle game, Rayo Vallecano win and draw at Real Valladolid, and in the German Bundesliga, the Field in the St. Pauli versus Mainz clash, 288. On to the Soccer 13. I'm going Newcastle win and draw at Everton, banking Brentford to beat Wolves, Bournemouth win and draw at Leicester City, Man City to beat Fulham, and West Ham to beat Ipswich. Going with Coventry City to avoid defeat at home against Sheffield Wednesday, and Derby County win and draw at home against Queen's Park Rangers. Onto the second page, I don't see Plymouth Argyle losing at home to Blackburn Rovers. Two bankers, Sheffield United to beat Luton and Swansea to beat Stoke City. Looking for the upset in Watford win and draw against Middlesbrough. Going for West Brom to beat Millwall and Bromma-Pochkana win and draw against Gays Gothenburg in the Swedish Allsvenskan, 256 Rand. On to our budgies bets for the weekend. A Premiership, I'm going for over 2.5 goals in the and both teams to score no. In the Arsenal versus Southampton games, 3-0, whatever. I'm going Aston Villa to beat Man United and over 2.5 total goals. And then over 2.5 goals in the West Ham Ipswich and Brighton Tottenham Hotspur fixtures, 3,600 to 200. My team goals only, I've always got to throw in one lurker because the odds are getting shorter. I'm going Crystal Palace, Brentford, Aston Villa and Tottenham Hotspur, all to score over 1.5 goals, 3,600 to 200. On to the Championship, I'm going Sheffield United to beat Luton Town, West Brom to beat Millwall, and over 2.5 goals in the Portsmouth Oxford United and Bristol City Cardiff City games, 2,400 to 200. Looking for value in the both teams to score market because the odds are getting shorter and shorter. So I'm going Derby against QPR, Portsmouth Oxford United, Swansea City Stoke City, and Bristol City Cardiff City, 2,000 to 200. On to Spain, where I'm going Atletico Madrid to beat Real Sociedad, even though they got hammered 4-0 by Benfica last night, and over 2.5 total goals in the Girona Athletic Bilbao, Alaves Barcelona, and Sevilla Real Betis game, 3,000 to 200. Now, Collis King 6 on Ixa. I'm going Arsenal to beat Southampton, Aston Villa to beat Man United, Sheffield United to beat Luton Town, West Brom to beat Millwall, Birmingham City to win at Charlton Athletic in League One, and Real Madrid to beat Villarreal, 4,200 to 200.
I like those bets, Budge. I like those bets, but what I like more is the last one standing.
Yeah.
And don't forget, get your bets on. When's the first game? Saturday?
First game Saturday lunchtime, Paul. So,
and it includes...
It's Liverpool Crystal Palace, so there's a few guys can still use
12 o'clock Saturday, would that be right?
Yeah, 12 o'clock, Paul. But guys are normally finding them through now.
Okay, 12 o'clock Saturday. Make sure you're on by then. Till next time, stay on side.